Today, we're going to talk about your ideal world. What would happen if your wealth grew without any interference? Stay tuned.
From Philadelphia, the home of the Liberty Bell, Financial Freedom Radio starts now. Here's your host, Raymond Jewell.
We're going to talk about the black hole of money, part three. That ought to be, if we could ever find that true black hole, we'd be working miracles here. I want to thank you all for coming and joining us at financialfreedomradio.com. If you also like and share the show, it'd be great. We work off referrals, so refer to your friends. Also, go to youtube.com/financial freedom radio and subscribe, and also ring the bell. When you ring the bell, you get notified when we put the shows up. So I'd love to have you do that. Let's bring in our fantastic producer and the keeper of the buttons. Morning, Steve.
Good morning, Ray. How are you?
Keeper of the buttons.
Yes, I am.
I'm
Keeper
great.
of the buttons.
That's right. You have power beyond belief. I don't know if our listeners understand the power you have. You can mute me, you can cut me off, you can
Oh, you mean like that? Yeah, just like that.
So you're gonna like this. We're back into the black hole. You have any comments you want to make on
We
last
never
week's
left
show?
the black hole. You kind of stuck yourself in the black hole for the past several weeks. I'm wondering if we're ever going to get out. Or are we constantly going to be sucked in deeper to it?
Yeah, as we talk about the black hole, we're introducing the LEAP model. We're going to do a little bit of that today because the LEAP model is magnificent for uncovering erosions and money that falls into the black hole or areas where we lose our wealth. One of the things you want to remember years ago, when the wealthy built their huge amounts of wealth, they had no taxes. The country was not run on taxes, it was run on tariffs. In 1914, they instituted tariffs, or taxes, which were supposed to be temporary to pay for World War I. But before then, tariffs were what supported the country. And you hear a lot of fussing about tariffs and balance of trade and all that. Years ago, balance of trade was, if you're going to charge me tariffs, we're going to charge you tariffs. If you're not going to charge us anything, then we're not going to charge you anything. But it's gotten so distorted, and the more money that Washington gets its mitts on, the more they want. And it interferes in our wealth growth personally. But just know that years ago they had no drags, no black holes on their money. They spent every dime they made, and they built wealth. They built real estate. They built castles, houses. I mean, all this stuff, and they understood it in a whole different way. So that's why I led into the show. If you're in your world, if you had no eroding factors, no interference, how much would you have? And it would be huge. So we want to talk about and we talked about this the last couple of shows, just how money grows in a compound manner. It also loses in a compound manner. But we need to understand, and I've said this over and over again, we have one exponential curve in life. The exponential curve works down, it just goes up, 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 up. And I'm looking at that in reverse. So, yeah, right.
We figured it
So,
out.
um, we've got one exponential curve in our life, and the more we interfere with it and lose and go back and start over, the harder it gets, and the more we run out of time. So we want to make sure we do it right from the beginning. And if you were able to identify the black holes, the eroding factors is an economics term, black holes is not. That's our term. But if you were able to eliminate the black holes of money and grow your wealth, how much more would you have? And how much would you not have to start over in your exponential curve if you knew what they were ahead of time? So you want to be able to build a model and see the flaws before you make them. Architects will build models of buildings before they build it because they want to make sure if there's no flaws. Bridge builders will build models of the bridge to make sure that there are no problems when they built that, because whenever there's a lot of money at stake, they build models first to uncover the inefficiencies, because you just don't want to go and start building a bridge trial by error. You want to have a plan. You want to have blueprints. You know, there's a guy on TV talking about financial architects.
I saw that.
And you got to be careful, because these guys will use any gimmick they can to get your money. If you're going to do anything, you want to make sure that you can simulate the process before you actually do it. So whenever they call themselves by names that catch your ear or catch your eye, you want to see if that system allows you to run a dress rehearsal to see what's going to happen out over time before the flaw and see where the flaws are. In our system, we do simulation. We have a simulation model that simulates year by year by year by year, and what's going to happen to your wealth as you build it over time. And when you see that, you can see if what you're planning on doing is efficient or not. So be leery of these things, but they got the fancy words, you know, financial architect. And then they got some guy standing there saying, well, I wouldn't build a house without an architect. Why would I build my financial future? He's partially right. You want to use an expert. You wouldn't go to a lumber yard to build a house. You go to an architect. So do you want to go to an architect to build your financial world? You want to go to an economic simulator and see where the flaws are first. So let's introduce the LEAP model, and I'm going to play you this is kind of an ad, but it gives you a flavor of what the LEAP model is like and how you can actually start to understand it. And then we're going to actually let you see a little bit of the model. But this video will actually explain what it's about. And there's also some statistics in there that 2/3 of the people have less than $25,000, and people don't have enough money to retire. So just pay attention to the whole thing, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Steve, can you run that, please?
What if we can't save enough money?
What if our investments don't earn if we live longer than 35 years?
What if we live longer than 35 years into retirement?
What if we can't save enough money?
What if we live longer than 35 years into retirement?
What if we can't retire at 65 like we planned? What if our investments don't earn enough?
Or what if something unexpected happens?
You can't predict where your financial plan will be years from now, but you can plan for the unknowns by creating a strategy to deal with them. The financial planning world is a flurry of contradictions, full of confusing and conflicting information, and many people don't know what to do. LEAP can help you balance your insurance policies, retirement accounts, investments, income, and any loans you may have. And it helps you balance your financial plan. But it's so much more than that. LEAP can help you make better financial decisions so that you can handle the what ifs. No more contradicting advice, no more confusing information. Just an efficient and coordinated plan for financial success. Isn't it time for sane, sound, and simple financial decision making?
So that gives you an introduction into LEAP and how we're able to build what we're doing in a macroeconomic model. When you look at the macroeconomic model, you'll see areas where you're putting your money and you want to identify them all. And then you go to a simulator. So let's take a look at a graphic that shows the LEAP model, and I'm going to walk you through it a little bit. It's kind of fuzzy because we pulled it off of, I can't remember where we got it, but bear with us. I think you'll get an idea of what we're doing, and we'll see. So you can see the model here is 3 main boxes, and in each box, there's 9 sub boxes. So we want to look at cash flow going into the model, and we want to look at debt. And then we look at the protection part of the model where you have all your insurances, and we want to make sure those areas perform perfectly and that they allow you to be able to build wealth while you're getting these protections. And then you look at the savings part. That's where you put your money. Some people put their money into Roth IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, all those things, annuities. And then you've got the growth area, which is real estate and corporate bonds and all the areas where you invest money. And we actually fill out a model. The clients do this online. They fill out this model, and then they are actually able to go in and see what their model looks like. They have their own back office, and they're able to input the data, and then we work with them. But with all this data, we're identifying areas in the model where you're efficient and you're inefficient. If you're inefficient, we want to make sure you're efficient. And we want to uncover all the eroding factors like taxes, lost opportunity cost, inflation, and they go on and on and on. So if you want to try to do this, you can find a LEAP practitioner. If not, shoot me an email or go to raymondjewell.com/meet. And, we can have like a 15-minute phone call, and I'll explain how you can find people that can help you around the country. There's a lot of people out there doing this. Again, you have one shot at your life, your exponential curve and your economic life. So you want to make sure that you do it right. And this model is the only model that is out there that allows you to become highly efficient and to simulate the future. And even though there's 27 areas that we spend money in our financial world, there's thousands of products. So you want to not look at the products, you want to look at the process. So this is as far as we want to go today. And we'll pick up with this next week as we talk about our financial black holes. Please understand, if you care about your family, if you care about your economic life, if you care about your life at all, and you want to have a better life, you can do it. There's nothing holding anybody back. It's the financial institutions and their rules and their people that hold you back. And this is the only model out there that enables you to see the flaws before you make them and not to have the rug yanked out from underneath you. So I want to thank you all for coming and listening, and join us next week, financialfreedomradio.com. Take care. Have a great week and a great weekend. God bless.
Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. If you want to learn how to create real sustainable wealth like the extremely rich people do, or maybe you just want to sustain the wealth you already have, you need to check out Dr. Ray's new book, Why the Rich Are Rich. Ray's been coaching clients for 35 years and has completely unlocked the secret strategies that rich people use day in and day out to grow and sustain their wealth, regardless of what's going on in the economy. His book is completely free, and you can get it by going to whytherichalerich.com and entering your email address. Again, that's whythericharerich.com. Head over there now.